I can hear it now. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is great. It's the best Assassin's Creed game there is. Oh, what's that? It's a grind and picks up speed after 15 hours? No, you must be misinformed, I thought. I was misinformed, actually. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a bore fest. I don't know how Ubisoft did it, but they managed to make a formula I liked for new Assassin's Creed titles just horrible. To put it very short, Odyssey doesn't add anything new to what Origins gave us. In fact, it takes away from what Origins put in.
We are ready, my king.
We start off with the Battle of Thermopylae, where you play as none other than King Leonidas himself, and it is a baller intro to any Assassin's Creed game I've seen, apart from the intro with Bayek in Origins, where he stabbed a dude right in the face with a knife sticking out of a mask, but this is a close second. After that, you get to pick either Alexios or Cassandra. I picked Alexios, but it doesn't matter who you pick, as nothing changes from how they refer to you. This time, Alexios is not someone who's been born into the Assassin's Order, but more just a thug. Oh wait, he's a descendant of King Leonidas? Gotta make him interesting in some way, I guess. As you do more quests for your buddy Marcos, who also happened to raise you from when you were a child, you're approached by a mysterious man who compliments you in your ability of killing people and gives you a task to kill even more people. Once you do enough of his quest, you get given a scene where he betrays you. Like I didn't see that coming. Look, I'm gonna cut to the chase. You aren't an assassin but a mercenary, but have the ability assassins have. You go on a quest, or Odyssey, as one would say, in order to stop this underground cult called the Cult of Cosmos, who are basically what the Templars have been in previous games, and the previous order of people in Origins. I forgot what they were called. Oh, and there's also a twist with anyone half a brain could easily figure out before it even happens. To give the story of this game one word, it's predictable. I'll admit, Odyssey is a much better looking game than Origins, but only because Ubisoft decided to set Origins in A fucking desert, and B, during the time when Egypt was in a massive decline as they were owned by the Romans. I'll be comparing the gameplay of Odyssey to Origins because both are similar. First, we're going to go with the combat system. Combat is split into 3 different types: Hunter, Warrior, and Assassin. All are easily understandable as the stats that accompany them use the same name to avoid confusion. I mainly play the game as an assassin/warrior build. I didn't touch Hunter mainly because it's useless. There is no bow at current level that allows a headshot that will kill an enemy because there's only one type of bow in the game, while Origins had 4. The bows in Origins at least excelled in what they were supposed to do. The bows in Odyssey just lack everything. The only upside is you can do rapid shots, which do a decent amount, just not enough to cause any noticeable dents in their health bars. At least you still have a wide range of melee weapons you can choose from, so you can most likely find a weapon that best suits your style. You're also able to get gear more than you could in Origins. Literally your whole body can be a different piece of armor, and armor have set bonuses if they're of legendary quality. And you can upgrade your gear in both level, and I suggest you do it when you get closer to max level, because the drawback is it no longer is all about money like it was in Origins. It's now you need the resources, and the resources are kind of hard to get. On the plus side, there's an engraving system in Odyssey, and this is Ubisoft's answer to transmog. You have a piece of gear that looks cool but lacks the stats you want, just add it with an engraving, or improve on it by adding one that boosts the same ability if it already has it. Say like a sword gives you plus assassin damage, just add another engraving for more assassin damage and they stack. The skill tree has also received a massive change. Now I haven't reached max level, so I can't tell for sure if you can continue gaining ability points once you reach max level like you could in Origins, but the skill tree looks more interesting this time. There's an ability that sets your sword on fire, one that lets you tame a wolf to your side, and even one that makes you completely invisible. I mainly focused on the warrior abilities because I wanted to live a life as a real Spartan, killing my enemies with the ferocity you find in a lion, or because it's Assassin's Creed and you should expect it to be, for the most part, a killing spree sim, and I treated it like that. Going on a murder rampage was fun. The bounty system's also made a comeback, and this time it's been cranked up to 11. You have a huge number of mercenaries to hunt and have hunt you. They will come after you though. You need to raise your wanted meter. I'm not joking. You can raise your wanted meter by committing murder, theft, and more murder. This time you can kill civilians and not have the animus telling you, no, don't do that, that's bad, that's a bad thing to do, no. Speaking of things that have made a comeback, the Naval Combats there, and it's much better than it was in Origins. Only in Origins it was only there for a couple of quests and forgotten about. This time it's a very involved system, as you'll be travelling all around Greece and the small islands surrounding it. The combat for the ship is as it was for Black Flag, minus the cannons at the front and in general, as well as the mortar ability. There's even a cult you can hunt. However, it's not major targets for the story. In fact, about 70% of all the Cult of Cosmos members are side characters, and you'll likely never interact with them unless you do side quests. And believe me, you will. There's a lot more side quests, way more than Origins, although in Origins side quests were seen as a way to take a break from the main story, get some story on the world, and above all else, completely optional. In Odyssey, the side quests are needed, otherwise you'll reach a stage in the game where you need to be level 23, and once it's over, get to 32. A full 9 level jump is required to carry on the main story. I thought a 2 to 3 level jump in Origins was awful, but this is just ridiculous. I'm all up for side quests, but not when you make them a chore, or a mandatory thing. They are side quests, okay? Emphasis on the side. They're on the side. They're optional. Things on the side are always optional. Most of the side quests are boring, and frankly I skipped through most of the dialogue because of how boring they are. Apart from the quest where I had sex with this old woman and by the end of it her husband paid me and thanked me for doing it. That was a funny quest, but they're rare. You can also take part in Conquest battles, which are these battlefield type quests. You can fight for either Sparta or Athens, and sometimes fighting as one or the other is set to be a harder difficulty, but gives better rewards. It has no real impact on the game's world, so fight for whoever you want. I've been fighting for Athens lately, mainly due to the fact Spartans seem to not believe in shields. Let that sink in, Jared Butler.
Nah. Thanks for the warning.
I'm not saying Odyssey is a bad game, it's far from it, but it could be so much more. The lack of understanding from the developers on what went wrong in Origins is here and amplified in Odyssey. I enjoyed the main story, I really did. I thought it was very interesting, and that twist I mentioned may have not been a huge shock for me, but I wanted to see how it would play out. There were times when I got pulled out of the Animus by Layla. I've always hated that feature because it happens when shit gets good, but even the developers know people don't like it. It barely happened. So it's more a question of why is it even in there? I don't know anyone who would go out of the Animus by choice. It's way more fun being Alexios or Cassandra than it is being Layla and her hipster science buddies. Overall, Odyssey is an okay game. It's not horrible, but it is a letdown. The side quests were what bothered me the most. I thought when reviewers said it gets going after 15 hours and it's a grind, they were exaggerating. No, they were on point with it. Odyssey doesn't feel better than Origins to me because of the fact that it's a grind, and it's a grind that I can't get past, as well as some of the gameplay changes from Origins to Odyssey. Odyssey feels way more dumbed down than Origins was, and Origins actually had less, but at the same time, more. It had less in terms of stats, but it had more in terms of overall gameplay. You can use whatever weapon you want. There were 4 different kinds of bows, so each one served a different purpose. And the weapon choices, even the melee weapon choices, which there's quite a few in this one, Origins has more. If you enjoyed my review and like to see more in the future, hit the subscribe button. Also, like and comment, I'm always open to feedback on my reviews. You can also follow me on social media, links in the description down below.
That should hold her for a few days at least.
Thank you, Misthias. Here, take this as payment. You've more than earned it.